Hi, I'm Teddy Neptune and today I'm going to react to hip-hop again, rap. In English, rap in English. Lots of my reactions are reactions to music from around the world, and that includes hip-hop from different parts of the world, and many of them are not in English, but today's song is in English, and it's by two of my favorite rappers, okay? Not the most famous ones, but two of the best, I would say. R.A. the Rugged Man and Immortal Technique. And we are going to listen to that. Okay, the song for today is called Who Do We Trust? And again, it is by R.A. the Rugged Man and Immortal Technique. And if you don't know who they are, I can't blame you because they are not that well known, but I would consider them to be the most real, most skilled, and probably also most underrated rappers. I'm not saying they are the most underrated rappers ever, but they are really good, and I'm going to react to one of their songs.
I'm the last one they should ever let speak. I should say politics, forget prose and the
Okay. Interesting start. I like the scratching. I mean, the turntables being used. This is something which is not that common in lots of newer rap songs. At least not in that style. But this might just be the intro. Okay. It's an interesting quote. I guess there's some use to that for some people. Okay.
Rugged man. Immortal technique.
Our way of life is under attack. The survival of our friends is in danger.
There's a new housing plan for the ghetto eventually. Projects for a new American century. False flag terrorism controlling you mentally. The gospel in the hands of people with no empathy.
Yo, I like the beat. Okay, I like the beat. It is nice. It is simple, at least so far, but I like that. It just hits the right tone of the song, of Immortal's flow, and yeah, sometimes not too much extra makes it nice. And I noticed the common or the typical rhyme pattern by Immortal Technique, often rhyming words that are adverbs, for example, because they have the "ly" at the end, which I'm not saying it's bad, it's just something he does a lot. And yeah, and then some of the more sophisticated words, he uses big words, but makes them sound good. Yeah.
A mixture of dangerous social chemistry between law enforcement and a military entity. Cameras on the corner of every corner you facing, testing out a future Gestapo on immigration. Power, consolidation, information restricted, just like the iron law of oligarchy predicted, incarcerating the poor among the drug addicted, but not the families of the ruling class that's afflicted.
Yo, I would say this. In case you didn't know, Gestapo means Geheime Stabspolizei. So it is like a secret police, or it's like a special police force that was active in Nazi Germany. Yeah, I don't know if this is very commonly known in the US. I happen to live in Germany, so that's why I know it. But yeah, so he uses lots of words from history as well. He makes lots of references. I like that. And if I understand them, it makes me feel smart.
Cause it's a fucking caste system like corrupted Hinduism. I think you should listen. I've been through the system in prison. I've been through religion. Carried the cross as a Christian like it was anti-disestablishmentarianism. Until the seeds of despotism arrested my vision. Lyricism with cynicism and syllogisms. Until they bed through Albizu Campos and kill me in prison. Chemtrail conditions. Stem cells of Leo Strauss's philosophy. The birth of neocon policy. But I laugh at America's fear of the new world order controlling the hemisphere. Cause my people been living that for the past 500 years.
Yo! That was nice. The end with the 500 years. Yeah. So, here's the thing. When I listened to his songs the first time, actually the first song I listened to by Immortal Technique has to be Dance with the Devil. Okay, so that was very gritty. That's a very gritty one. Dark. Then I listened to some of his other songs on his album, and I kind of really liked that. I liked the intelligence behind his lines, but then I felt like he was going so much into this almost conspiracy theory kind of level that I was somewhat torn. But then the more you keep looking into stuff, it keeps making more sense. Okay. Yeah. So some words thrown out might just sound like he's just, coming up with all sorts of controversy. But there's often some hint of truth to that. I'm not saying that people who say, 9/11 was an inside job are correct, but so some people have been living under a certain condition for 500 years, and others who didn't have this kind of experience are now shocked. They are shocked, can't believe it, but that's reality for other people for 500 years.
Intelligence, understanding, the facts they deserve to know. No governmental plan should impose its restraints against your will.
Who do we trust? Who do we trust?
The facts
Who do we trust? Who do we trust?
intelligence.
Who can I trust? Who can I trust? Who can I trust? Who can I trust?
Expose crimes of the power structure, enter the fire, cause the truth is now treason to the U.S. empire. U.S. meddling in almost every foreign election. See where the next drone heading, civilian dead in the Yemen.
Yo. Also, realness. RI also doesn't hold back. And they are similar, but I'm wondering if there's going to be some kind of double time situation going on later in the song, because RI is really good at this. Yeah, about the content. So something really weird happened in the US, and I never lived there, never spent time there, so I don't know all of that stuff that's going on there. But the moment when I saw this guy bare-chested with this, I don't know, wolf, raccoon, whatever fur cap, storming into the Capitol building, I knew something weird was going on. Okay, something just messed up. It's just completely ridiculous. It's retarded. Okay. But here's the thing. Like I said it, this kind of stuff happened in many other places, and not without US intervention, or not without US manipulation that led to those things happening. Without raccoon fur hat, but still, yeah, it's really crazy stuff. And you still have, drones hitting people all over the world. Or, I mean, not everywhere, but, especially in the Middle East, in many parts of the world, or many countries in the world. I mean, yes, you could kind of narrow it down to a certain region. And you can, talk about, whatever, discrimination, or maybe it's about oil or those kind of things. But messed up stuff happened, and now it's just getting on US soil,
And barely reported because the weapons were
burning the
exported
flag.
from the politicians in the Pentagon. The Saudis bought it, and the babies and the children were slaughtered. The authorization, altercation, deplorable demoralization, obedience to authority, colonized the minority. Social norm is to conform to the immoral majority. White superiority, secession of separatism, the terrorism of American exceptionalism. Go to
Yo, yeah. Okay, he said a lot of things. I just want to add to the thing with the American exceptionalism. It's really weird when you listen to some people on Fox News, for example, how outraged they are when some people somewhere in some country do something which is either undemocratic or violent or whatever, regardless of context, or when they do certain things because they have to take down some dictator or whatever, and then you have them just freak out about things when they happen on their own country, not realizing that they have been doing the same stuff the whole time, just geographically displaced, yeah. It's not just Fox News. Obviously, you can also find some crazy idiots on the other end of the spectrum. I wouldn't even say spectrum. I would just say the center right and the center left, or the far right and the kind of center left. Those people basically. Yeah. Oh, and he's burning the flag. Now, some people are like really pissed when they see that. Some people react to that as if they're getting, I don't know, beaten, like physically attacked by seeing the flag being burned. I understand the meaning behind it, the symbolism and so on, but it's just a piece of fabric at the end. But yeah, RI is really taking it far with that, I guess. For some people, this might be like really, really, touchy-feely, I like that. I like that though,
The plan B, be free, fuck the TV, fuck the PD, fuck a Tuskegee VD, grave plot, soldier pop, corpse rot, spin over, Monsanto weed killer, non-Hodgkin lymphoma, whistleblower, men are afraid to label the threat a traitor, executive legislator trying to suppress your behavior.
Wait, Monsanto, did they also create Agent Orange? I could be mistaken, but Agent Orange was like a pesticide used in Vietnam to clear the forestation, right? And Monsanto is also linked to certain chemicals that are supposed to help with taming the flora and also with agriculture. And here's the thing, Agent Orange, which, if I'm not mistaken, may have been created by Monsanto, is also the reason why the rapper R.A. lost at least some of his siblings to basically, some birth defects, those kinds of things, because his father used to be in Vietnam, fight there. So it all goes back, and yeah, lots of messed up things are happening. Now, I would say, generally speaking, our world is getting safer and our lives are getting easier. It's just that because of the media, we see all of that stuff, and the more he counts, the more things he mentions, the more I realize how messed up the world is. Yeah.
Your intelligence interrogator, collecting metadata, condemning the messenger and censoring the educator. CIA feed the propaganda to the television. In the next edition, the pundits preach it in repetition. Loyal to the monarchy, hereditary or elected. Fuck a royal family and fuck a president selected.
Secret societies, the secret oath.
Okay, so he basically dissed Trump and Biden. Yeah, I support that. Listen, I know there's a slight difference. I mean, there's a huge difference in some aspects, but I think overall, the way the country is run, will not change because of that. And we have to keep in mind that people like the president-elect have benefited from exploiting certain people. Um, Even if he didn't like actually or actively, you know, support that or say explicitly do this or that, still did and basically accepted it. Um, yeah, and you know, the crime bill that is attributed to him, I don't know how much of that he really did himself, but at the end of the day, the poor and the minorities of you know whatever kind, you know, you can say it's about racism, sexism, or whatever, those people, uh, they are mainly affected the negative way, and the elite is getting richer. Um, he mentioned Tuskegee, really messed up stuff. Experiments, uh, not that far from how the Nazis experimented on the Jews. Those kinds of experiments, just somewhat milder, like a light version of that, being done to Black Americans. It's insane because this happened during the Cold War era, basically. So we are not talking about like 200 years ago when people accepted that as normal, but we're talking about like last century. Yeah, it's really messed up. Oh, yeah, they showed you the pictures, or the logos, I mean, with Big Brother watching. If you know the book 1984, if you have read that before, the whole NSA scandal thing, you might have thought it's just, you know, dystopia, but it is reality. Anyway, enough talking. Just keep listening.
Censorship, impose restraints against your will.
Who do we trust? Who do we trust?
The facts,
Who do we trust? Who do we trust? Who
intelligence,
can I trust? Who can I trust? Who can I trust? Who can I trust?
informing and alerting the American people.
What's the cadet motto? West
Yo, okay, but before we listen to this little clip, so what I want to say is, if a population doesn't know who to trust, I mean that's the title of the song and part of the hook, a very very important question. If people don't know who to trust, who is not going to you know, take advantage of them, their taxpayer money, their trust or naivete or whatever, at some point things are going to escalate. I mean, they kind of have already. Sometimes it's just a little spark, okay, just one individual being choked to death by police, and then half of the country freaks out about it. I mean, actually, most people freak out about it. It's just that one half is opposing the people who freak out. Everyone's freaking out, kind of. Yeah, things are like adding up just a little bit and then they explode. If the leadership keeps going on the way it does now, 2020 will be just very small compared to what is going to come in the future if things don't change. That's my prediction. I'm not some kind of political scientist or whatever, just some idiot with a microphone. But I predict that things will get even crazier than this year at some point. People who are like really old might not survive to see that, but young generations, people who are of my age perhaps, they might experience that. Who knows? Maybe there will be even a civil war. They used to say Roma invicta 2000 years ago, and where are the Romans now? Now you have I don't know, you have Italy. That's the closest thing you have. Not to diss Italians. I like the food. I'm just saying it's not an empire anymore. So the Mayan Empire is gone. The Chinese Empire is gone. Now you have a communist dictatorship. Yeah, so just be careful about that, and just as a request to people in power, they're not going to listen to me, they're not going to watch this video, I guess, but if you listen to this, you better listen to people, including rappers who you might not think of, much in terms of worth to society. They might not be, the big fish and, the whole thing, but they know a lot because they've been in the streets, and they have seen people, and they have lived in a society that is run by elites. So you should listen to that. Maybe if you keep just saying things like "let them eat cake," you will lose your head. Sometimes literally. Happened. Just saying. Yeah.
What's the cadet motto at West Point? You will not lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those who do. I was the CIA director. We lied, we cheated, we stole. It was like we had entire training courses. It reminds you of the glory of the American experiment.
Nice. Okay, first of all, nice beat, nice verses, nice rhymes, and nice message. I like that a lot. This is awesome. This is basically what hip hop should be, in my opinion. I mean, you don't have to make some politically charged, critical songs, but using hip hop as a means of delivering a message, that was like the origin of that. Nowadays, people are just bragging about how much cocaine or Xanax or whatever they take, stuff that makes you go full mental, as if that is going to help anyone. Governments, sometimes for good reasons, sometimes for bad reasons, they ban certain platforms or monitor certain apps, phones. They prohibit certain things. I mean, you could argue that even not being allowed to do certain things in public, be it something that you might consider reasonable, like drinking when you're out in public, although that's not the case in Germany, because with the exception of this pandemic, usually you could drink outside, even midday or morning if you're really that asocial. Or things like needing to have papers for everything you do. You have some kind of business, you have to show the bill, everything that you earn, show it to the Finanzamt or whatever, or they will come get you. Those kinds of things, there are purposes to that. Surveillance is like an extreme measure. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it just makes people uncomfortable at best. Sometimes people just feel like they are unsafe because of that alone. Now, I wouldn't say that, but here's the thing. Just because I am compliant doesn't mean that it is right. Just because I'm not walking outside complaining about that doesn't mean that it is absolutely okay. And then you have things like, waterboarding people, prisoners, enhanced interrogation methods, basically torture, but since we don't live in the Middle Ages, we have to come up with fancier names. Lots of messed up stuff, and I don't want to make this too political, okay? This is why I kept it somewhat vague. I didn't want to somehow imply that one side is better than the other. I'm not telling you which party to vote for, because I don't think I should, or that it matters what I think in that regard. But at least the general idea, you know. Anyway, awesome song, I like that. Check out the original link, it is linked down below. Okay. Before you like my video, before you give my video a like, don't do that. Go to the actual music video that I reacted to. Okay, the link is down below, as I said before. Like their video, unless you don't like it at all. In that case, I guess it's a waste of time for you. But like their video, and then you may consider liking my video. If you have liked the video already before clicking on this reaction video, you are smart, you are genius. Now do God's work and like my video too. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.